what will people say? Don't die in silence. There are many times couples are having deep communication issues. Their sex life is not working. They are traumatized at home. They are quarreling. They're emotionally disconnected, but they cannot talk about it. When they show up, hello family, welcome to the Breathe platform, where we talk all things mental health, marriage, and His Majesty. My name remains Ladi, your co-convener on the Breathe platform. This month, our focus has been on managing stress, and my heart is to walk with you if you love God, but you are also tired, feel overwhelmed, or quietly stressed. On the Breathe platform, we name the real stuff on marriage, on mental health, and we bring it to Jesus with scripture, with honesty, and practical tools for your spirit, your soul, and your body. And that's why today we will be talking about silent stressors, silent stress. So take a deep breath, let's settle in and walk this out together. I want to start this conversation today about silent stress. What is silent stress? Silent stress are those things that people feel deeply but rarely talk about. Those treasures that we carry that nobody sees. Those burdens that are so heavy they weigh you down, but when in the secret you cry, or when you come out, nobody can see anything. Everything looks fine on the outside, but you are dying silently on the inside. You look beautiful and perfect on the outside, but you are breaking on the inside. No, we don't talk about these things. These things cause deep stress for people. These days, we just hear of someone who was very healthy, or they were even in church, or we just had a conversation a short while ago, and the next minute, the person slumps and dies. Many times, some of these issues are from some of these silent stresses that nobody is talking about. So let's talk about some of them today. 1. Marriage expectations. Stress also comes from trying to present a perfect marriage to the world, while there are real struggles that you are dealing with, but you are hiding. Many times people don't talk about these things because they are either ashamed or they are afraid of gossip. What will people say? Don't die in silence. There are many times couples are having deep communication issues. Their sex life is not working. They are traumatized at home. They are quarreling. They are emotionally disconnected, but they cannot talk about it. When they show up in church, they look perfect. When they show up outside, their marriage is perfect. Performance marriage, performing for the world. When your home is broken, when your heart is broken, your communication is broken, your marriage has no affection to it. But on the outside, you have the pressure to be a firebrand. You cannot talk about this emotional disconnection. You cannot talk about how you're not attracted to your spouse. Your sex life is in shambles. You cannot talk about the sex challenges that you're having. You cannot talk about the emotional breakdown on the outside. You don't want to admit. Sometimes people feel even doubt, but they cannot admit it to anybody. There are also these groups of people who came into marriage and find that the marriage is not what they expected, but they can't talk to anybody about this disappointment that they are facing in marriage. After all, you would hear issues like, even if you try to talk about it, some of your friends or family members will tell you should be grateful that you are married. But it doesn't take away the fact that this person continues to feel this dissatisfaction, this broken expectation, this great disappointment with coming into marriage, instead of finding ways to deal with it. Because even when people talk you down, it doesn't mean that it has gone away. It is still there. People are still feeling this, but nobody feels that it should be openly talked about. You can even want to talk to your family members about it, and they'll tell you, please, no, don't talk about this. Don't let anybody hear you talk about this. Another of those silent battles, silent stressors, is toxic friendships, toxic relationships where there is manipulation, there is envy, or there is one-sided love. one-sided appreciation of the relationship. The other person in the relationship is not bringing in the same level of commitment that you're putting into the relationship. But this is a friend of one of the spouses, and going against this relationship may feel confrontational, even when loyalty to this relationship is affecting this person emotionally and sometimes health-wise. Because some of these relationship problems, they do not stay just in our hearts. They show up in our bodies as well. One person is under constant strain, one person is constantly drained or is harmed by this association. We don't talk about it because when you talk about my friend, I am hurt and it affects our relationship. So I would rather maintain peace in the home than talk about this your friendship or this friendship with this set of friends that is negatively impacting. Another thing we're not talking about, but it's a lot in our current world, is loneliness. Now, loneliness does not mean being alone, taking me time to be alone. That's not loneliness. There are people that can be in the midst of people but still feel lonely, feel alone, feel secluded and unsupported. And it breaks my heart because this happens a lot to pastors or spiritual heads or people that we have termed to be the spiritually strong ones. They are the strong ones, they help everybody, but nobody checks up on them. There are also people who, for one reason or the other, are made to feel lonely in any way that you feel excluded from a particular community, the community that you would ordinarily belong to. And some of these things that we don't talk about are people like the single people in our midst. After a while, they feel like they don't belong anywhere, but they can't talk about how they feel openly, or those who have gone through a separation, or those who are single parents. All these are in the midst of us and they carry burdens that they cannot share with anyone. Loneliness is a big thing in our world today. People feel a lot of loneliness. People who even come to social media and are all over looking happy, the next minute you hear that somebody committed suicide. And you say, but the person's life looked all put together. Beside that screen is a very lonely person. And one of the things that is really causing a lot of loneliness in our world today is the cancel culture. If somebody stepped on the wrong side of me, I'm definitely cutting you out. There's hardly room for giving someone the benefit of the doubt, and then people end up being so lonely. Another thing that is a silent stressor is unspoken competition. Comes from comparison on status in life. Who are the Jonases? Who is more successful? Who has more influence? Who is wealthier? Where is somebody going for holiday? Just a lot of lifestyle comparisons. How are the children of the other person? Who is wearing the best outfit? Who is taking the picture that shows that they are going for holidays all around the world? And for social media has really heightened this. And it's even funny that many of them, many of these things that people parade as their life in social media is not their actual life. But this creates a lot of competition. I used to say to my children that look at social media. It is just a capture of a moment in a person's life. If you spend 30 minutes or an hour doing a video for the world, what happens the rest of the 23 hours? That's the real life of the person. But this is not shown on social media. What people see in that momentary capture of the person's life puts a lot of pressure on people that makes them carry stresses, burdens that they don't need to. Why are their lives moving faster than mine? You see your friends on Facebook and it looks like everything is perfect, but your own life is not going at the same pace as theirs. So it puts you under constant stress. Even in church, there is this pressure now. Who is more anointed? Who is more visible? Who is more followed? The pressure of competition. Another pressure that comes that many times is silence, is imbalances of power in the workplace. Many people wake up and they dread going to work, but they can't talk about it. Some people are able to talk about it to their partners, so their family ends up bearing the brunt of whatever they are facing at work, but they cannot talk about it openly or do anything because of the fear of losing the job or losing your reputation, especially for gender-based violence or gender-based, issues at work. All these are silenced, but it does not take away the fact that people are bearing this. Another aspect that brings a lot of pressure is cultural norms. Societal norms put a lot of pressure on people, and it's a very silent stress because how do you start talking about it when this has been the way things have been? Stress from these rigid gender roles and expectations. What is expected of the man? What is expected of the woman puts a lot of pressure on couples. Women are not expected to do this. Men are not expected to do this. Even when families are struggling, the impact of gender role keeps them even more struggling and strains their relationships because they are trying to, fit into the picture that society has created. If the woman is the one who is earning more than the man feels pressure because what are others saying about me? If the wife is overburdened and the man is trying to say, okay, let us share the house chores, the responsibilities at home so that I can be more supportive, he's very concerned about what will people say. And then there's the pressure from family, from extended family. Black tax, expectations to support people, even when the families are under pressure. They cannot talk about it because what you will hear is somebody did it for you. Why are you trying not to do it for others? So all those pressures come together to, just stress families, stress individuals, stress relationships, but we are not able to openly talk about them. Another stressor is infertility and miscarriage. Last year, we did a series on infertility. How heartbreaking some of the revelations were. People carry deep grief because of inability to conceive or because they have had multiple miscarriages. Things that are completely outside of their control. But the pressure is real. The pressure is on. There are questions like, when are you going to give us a child? See, having the child depends on couple. No. Or did you marry a woman? Or is it another man that you married? So many things that we hear that puts pressure on those who are facing infertility. It is painful enough for the couple that they would love to have children and are unable to have. But then the shaming that comes with not having children is a lot. And just tilting into the elephants in the room, silenced abuse. There's a lot of abuse that is going on, but people are not about to talk about it. People don't talk about it. Even when they want to try, there are so many taboos around the abuse that people are going through that they don't talk about. People are going through a lot of emotional abuse, verbal abuse, sexual abuse, even financial, but people are not talking about it because of the stigma that has been associated with it. I heard the story of a woman whose daughter was being abused by the husband, but they had to hide it, and this girl was suffering. Can you imagine? Gender-based violence looks like a story or a nice cliche that some women advocates or human rights advocates are moving around with until it happens to you. The level of emotional and sexual abuse that are silenced is enormous and heartbreaking. We need to normalize this conversation so people can find help and healing. Another stressor that is silenced are mental health issues. Because of the stigma that is attached to mental health, people are suffering depression, people are having suicidal ideation, they are feeling anxiety because of their relationship, they are feeling anxiety because of the things that are happening in their marriages, but they cannot talk about it. In the morning, they wake up, wear nice suits, they wear nice makeup and appear perfect. And one day, boom, something happens out of the blue because the person never felt that he had the permission to talk about it. Because in the communities, even when you try to talk about it, they'll be like, no, we don't talk about this thing. In whose house are you going to talk about this? In whose house are you going to bring this? All these difficult topics, people are not talking about them, but people are facing them. A man who is having difficulty in his sex life, where is he going to talk about it? Because he's not manly enough. If you are facing any of the above, know that you are not alone. You are not crazy, and it's not a sign of weakness. But you don't have to remain there. There is help for you, and you can ask for help. Don't die in silence. Don't let that weight kill you. Ask for help. Reach out for help. Jesus invites you to release that weight to Him so you can breathe again. If you are facing any of this that I talked about today, and you are asking, what can I do practically? Ask yourself these 3 questions. 1, where am I performing instead of living? Where am I performing that I have peace, but I'm not experiencing peace? 2, what pain or weight am I carrying, but I am hiding? And saying to myself, you cannot talk about this. We don't talk about this around here. Ask yourself. 3, ask yourself, who is one safe person that I can be honest with. Reach out. Speak. Don't die in that silence. Don't carry that weight alone. Today I pray for you, whatever weight that you are carrying, you will release it to the Lord. You will allow the Lord to carry it for you. You will receive the grace to open up and allow the healing process to start. You will open up to the Lord, and you will open up to where your help is, that you can practically receive help to start the journey of your healing. I pray for you that the Lord will give you the grace, the strength to reach out for help today in the name of Jesus. Please don't stay in that situation. Don't stay alone. Don't die in that situation. Don't die in silence. There's so much suicide that people are committing because they feel they can't talk to anyone. The only solution they see is just to end their life. No, suicide is not an option for you. God has better plans for your life. If this episode helped you today to breathe a little easier, please share with someone who you think may need it. Let's spread the healing with. Let's not allow people to die in silence. Let's not allow silent stress to kill people, to kill our loved ones. You can also subscribe here on our YouTube channel or on our Instagram handle for future conversations like this. If there is an area of stress, mental health, or marriage that you would also like me to talk about on this channel, or you have a question, please feel free to send me a DM or drop a comment in the comment section with the word silent and then put your question or your suggestion. Remember, you are not crazy, you are not alone, and you are not weak. Jesus still speaks to your heart. He says, "Come to me and you will recover your life." There is a place where we can recover our life, and it's in Jesus. There's help for you. Please don't do life alone. Until I come your way again, keep breathing, keep leaning into God's grace, and I'll talk to you in the next episode. Ciao.